Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Danny Dumas, and this is the Unintel Podcast. Today I have a question. If you could wave a magic wand and take the self-esteem of your kids and take it from a, whatever it's at right now, a 5, and take it to a 10, the ultimate. So from 0 to 10, 10 being the most self-esteem, 1 being almost none, would you boost your kids' self-esteem to 10 by just waving a magic wand? Before you answer that, I was watching a YouTube video, and it was very interesting. It looked like a weekend retreat, and the sensei, it was like a kind of almost like it wasn't martial arts, but it was kind of like martial arts, but they were using the power of their chi or their force. Like if you're a Star Wars Jedi, and the instructor, they were on a beach, and these people would run at the instructor, and he would like throw up his hands and focus all of his mental might at these people, and it would physically knock them over, and happen over and over and over again. Guys run at this guy, he would throw his chi at them, and they would fall over and almost like have a seizure. It was really crazy. So that was the master, right? Well, now you have one of the students. It's her turn, and she is going to stop this grown man who is running at her at full tilt, and he's going to blow her up. And so he's running, and she's just channeling all her energy at this guy, and he hits her and absolutely, like, he would have made ESPN top 10 tackles, like just destroys this lady. He afterwards falls on the ground and pretends like her chi works and he has a seizure. If it wasn't violent, it would be extremely funny. Because it is violent, it's only a little bit funny. But I think that would be 100% self-esteem. And self-esteem is something I want my kids to have. I definitely want them to have the feeling that they can do a lot in this world. But if we don't give them a little bit of reality, you have a lady sitting on the beach pretending that she can stop somebody with the power of her internal force. And what was interesting about that is she had 100% confidence that she could stop him. And the guy running at her, he had 100% confidence that she could stop him. And they were both wrong. And it ended in devastation. So if 100% self-confidence is not the goal, what is the goal? I was reading a book called Barking Up the Wrong Tree, and they had this idea, this notion and concept of self-forgiveness is actually more important than self-confidence. Now, there's always a base level of self-confidence. You want your kids to be able to go, yeah, I can do that. But I think the message should be, I can try that. So if we work this out in a word problem, in a story, my middle daughter, she maybe weighs 110 pounds. She's probably not going to get more than 5'4". She could say, Dad, I want to play football. I want to play tackle football. Now, if I'm building up 100% confidence, I say, yeah, you can do anything you set your mind to. You can totally do that. 100% you can do that. And we can start working towards that goal, right? But I think the correct way to say, instead of, yes, you can play tackle football, would be to say, you can try, and let's look at something that you could do. Now, I don't want my 5'4" tall, sweet little girl that weighs 110 pounds to ever play tackle football. But I could say, you know what? I think being in a position where they could tackle you is bad. What if we work on you as a kicker? I think that's something you could try. So we're going to start kicking footballs every day. We're going to start working out. And just so you know, if it doesn't work, it's okay because you tried. It's a goal you had. I want you to go after your goals, but it's okay to try. And when you fail, because she's going to fail, and I wouldn't want her to succeed at being a tackle football player, it's okay because you just tried. And that is 100% okay. Because if you take the logical conclusion to take it to a 10, that you can do whatever you want, we have a word for that, narcissism. 100% confidence in your ability to do something, no matter what the actual world tells you, what your physiology tells you, what the facts tells you, is narcissism. But we don't want to totally get rid of self-confidence, so we just teach self-forgiveness. So when your kids are saying, hey, I want to get a college scholarship for whatever, name the thing for running, man, do the research with them. Let's look. Okay, cool. Like my daughter's not going to play NFL football, right? She's not going to go to college for football, but she could run, cross country. Girls cross country is something that she could do. And she actually talked to me about this. She's like, Dad, do you think I could, she's 14. She's going into high school. Do you think I could run fast enough to go to college from running? It's the same answer. You can try. So we looked up what are the top girls that are going to Division I schools, Division II schools. What are their scores? What are their 5K times? And we can work back. Well, here's your 5K time. You're going to have to drop 6 minutes in high school to get from where you were in middle school to as a senior to get a track and field coach to look at you. Let's try. That means we're going to run this. It's a plan. And the plan is successful if we execute the plan, not if she makes it to college. Because the odds are really good that she won't, because college is hard. College is a challenge. Lots of people want to do that. Lots of people with probably better natural gifts and talents and better access to coaching. And all these things can play against her, but that's okay. She's trying. And if she fails, she's a really healthy person that can run really faster than 99% of everybody in the world, just not that little bit at the end. Or maybe she actually does. And that's amazing. Both are good. You worked really hard towards the goal and you had the self-confidence to do that, but you didn't have the self-delusion that if you don't, you fail. And I think when we give our kids just that pure self-confidence and we don't put them in a situation where they can fail, maybe your kid's playing travel sports now. Well, that used to mean you were the top of the top. Now it just means you paid the most amount of money. And if you're telling your kids they're on an elite team and that if they were, that their worth is tied to that, that's a recipe for failure. So just tell your kids you can try. You can try anything you want. And I do think that's true. You can try to be anything you want. But you can be very honest. The odds are very good that there's only so many people that are astronauts and go to outer space, but you can try. You can try. And when you fail, and we all fail, here's a little bit of grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself that ability to just say, you know what? It's okay. I'm okay. My worth is not tied to the results. And that, I think, is the true gift. That is the true benefit that we need to produce in our kids, the power of self-forgiveness. So teach your kids to forgive themselves. It's just that easy. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. If you like what I say, I have a keynote presentation that I would like to give to your group. It's, I think it's going to be good, but I want to try it out. Hopefully I've earned a little bit of, I don't want to say respect's not a word, but hopefully you know that I can talk and I want to give this speech and I want to try it out as a keynote. So give me a email at danny@dannydumas.com. I'd love to talk to you about coming out to your group, and I think it would be pretty cool. Again, this is the Unintel Podcast. My name is Danny Dumas, and I will talk to you later. Bye.